Play. The invitation was simple, and I tried not to be put out by the Sinner, Hope County, you're a sinner welcome sign. I'm presented with 3 choices. Nick, aviators are still cool, but haircuts aren't rye. Grace, I carry this huge sniper rifle around, so my arms are really strong, Armstrong. And Boomer. I know he looks cute with that little carabiner collar, but I assure you this puppy is more effective than literally any weapon I could find. The game loads, and I'm greeted with a quote. The father, although I'm not sure how he knows what I'm feeling or exactly when he became my dad, no time to think though, because Falls End, population 38. I quickly become acquainted with all weapons and buttons. What does this do? Oh, it's dynamite. Boomer, I'd recommend you move. Too late. 10 seconds in, I've killed man's best friend. Just kidding, a simple pat of the hand resurrects him from the grave. But unfortunately, the entire town of Cultus heard the explosion, so I reset the level. Now to test my stealth ability, can I simply crouch walk right in front of this guy in broad daylight? The answer is no, everything checks out. My science experiment over, I reset for the second time and consider why I never became a scientist. Hitboxes are frustrating, especially when they don't exist, at least for this guy. Back to stealth mode, here, check this rock out. I swear it fell from the sky in a totally not suspicious way. Boomer, now is not the time to play fetch, pull yourself together. Once again, while trying to sneak, the dog casually walks out in the open right in front of a guy. Boomer, just go over there for a while before you blow this whole mission. You think you can trust a dog to sneak in a 2017 video game. Climbing this ladder in full view of an enemy equals 100% detected. Just kidding, I didn't see anything. I take out machine gun guy, throw all stealth out the window and go on a bullet-fueled rampage. My first target is I have an alarm over my head, but I don't work for Taco Bell alarm guy. Then when the pickup truck is immune to all damage, I shoot the fuel tanker, whose explosion fails to kill anyone, especially the guy standing right next to it. My adrenaline fueled yet somewhat mediocre rampage proving ineffective, I decide to slide stylishly off the roof. My MLG Call of Duty playing dog then wrecks this noob in a 1v1. Moving forward, I spray about half a magazine into this guy / my dog, but luckily only the former takes damage. Why bother shooting when you can see through walls and your companion is an unstoppable killing machine? Seriously, I like shooting bad guys who turned up Boomer's AI setting to literally God with paws. Cue cutscene, Falls End liberated, welcome to the Spread Eagle. I see what you did there. While exploring, I stumble on a fishing rod and proceed to the nearest lake. Who is this other guy just casually standing there like he's not even fishing? Something's up, my only option is to kill him, no witness, no crime. Feeling much more relaxed, I begin to fish and quite honestly had a lot more fun than I care to admit. One huge catch later, I'm kind of a big deal, I cross to find a sign. The game seems to think this sign is important, as it places a black icon that implies, check me out or you'll regret it you noob, directly above. Not wanting to miss out, I approach from the front to see it's just a fish, and I make a mental note to never trust a black icon again, no matter how many times it calls me a noob. I know that sounds kind of racist, but I mean, how else could I have said it? You know what I meant. More exploration back in town, and I'm distracted by a sign, Hope County's original testicle festival. This is the face of an animal whose testicles are on the line, may God have mercy on your soul. Pastor Jerome, undoubtedly the coolest pastor of all time, almost blows my head off when I aim my gun at him, and I consider joining his church immediately. I attempt to drive for the first time and discover there's a huge difference between turning your head and turning the wheel. One steers the car and one will just confuse you. Mary May Fairgrave is the bartender's name because of course it is, must have as many religious references as possible in every name ever. She starts gushing how great I am, 0 time I cut her off. The bottom line is just go to Nick's airstrip and see what he wants. I'm feeling particularly aggressive and I consider shooting her in the face for a moment before actually doing it and immediately fleeing the scene. I know what you're thinking, Jez, you idiot, why didn't you get in the all-American monster truck looking badass machine of badassery? Good question, I guess it just seemed too obvious, too easy. I've never been a vehicle guy and also I'm just a f***ing moron who likes to make things as difficult as possible for himself. Mistakes were made. I encountered my first roadblock on the way, panicked, dove out of a moving vehicle at high speed, and then watched as Boomer the God Dog 2v1'd without taking a point of damage. For the second time, I tell him just go over there and stay because you're ruining all my gameplay. Next roadblock, I actually get to shoot someone who would have thought then the hitbox gods redeem themselves by allowing me this very precise and satisfying headshot. Oh, and Boomer comes back because he doesn't care what I say. I guess why would he take orders from me? I have to admit though, these sticks of dynamite are quickly becoming my favorite thing in the game. Onto the airstrip and there's a helicopter falling from the sky on approach. It's probably just a coincidence. I dive out of the car again purely for style points and mow these guys down COD style. A little more dynamite never hurt anyone except the guys I just threw it at. One last snipe, Ryan Sons Aviation Liberated.png plus victory music. Take my plane and blow up some of them silos, no problem Nick, but first I'm trying to become a bit of a supervillain, it's nothing personal. Who stands that close to an exploding barrel? Apparently no one told this bad guy what time to show up for the fight scene. I throw some dynamite and he decides to get back in his car. It doesn't end well for him. I'm 240 meters away from my goal, and right as I think, gee, I wish I didn't blow up that last car, another absurdly late bad guy appears. He flies toward me and hits Boomer at what can only be described as a speed that should have instantly killed him, yet the dog walks it off, no big deal. Also, thanks for the free ride, sorry I shot you in the head. I arrive smoothly at my destination and jump in the plane. Seeing an innocent fisherman nearby, naturally I try to brutally murder him with my plane's machine gun. Lucky for him, calm as a bitch, I get stuck, jam the propeller, and blow myself to smithereens. The game, sensing how much of an idiot I am, spawns me in the air this time with a simple goal. control. Destroy it and gate silos. Welcome to my can I fly directly into this silo and live experiment. Results may shock you. I get it, just shoot a rocket, don't crash the plane. I already told you, vehicles just aren't really my thing. Reeling from the excitement of my silo victory, I forget planes fly inverted and dive straight to a fiery death. My third attempt at what should have been the easiest activity all demo, and this time I stay the hell away from the ground. Second silo down, I'm basically Tom Cruise at this point. Lol JK, you're out of bounds. Turn around, but we can't tell you which way to turn, just figure it out. Obviously I miss it, and the game soft resets me back to the appropriate area. New objective, find and destroy the convoy. Just to be safe, I might hop out of this plane and proceed on foot. Oh, we forgot to specify you must stay in the plane. We didn't think anyone would be stupid enough to get out. Mission failed. Starting to get a little motion sick, I managed to drop a bomb on the convoy. My final objective, kill this other plane, apparently unhappy with my constant destruction of property and mass murder of citizens. Really unreasonable in my opinion. I try and get absolutely debated out of bounds, turn around, but again, we can't tell you which direction to turn. You should have brought your own compass. I attempt to ram this idiot, dodge him car style, but miss, lucky for him. Instead, I settle for just peppering him with my machine gun like any good steak. E3 demo quest completed, 2 hours past my deadline. To celebrate, I dive straight into the ground. Survive, cue cutscene. Didn't I shoot this girl in the head earlier? She looks pretty good considering. Far Cry 5, 5 out of 5 stars on Amazon, as voted by the graphic design artist who came up with this logo. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, but mostly to keep my channel alive. Special thanks to Ubisoft for inviting me to their office to play and record this. And finally, a very guilty thank you to the insane patrons that stick by this channel despite my constant lack of uploads. Your generosity means more than I can say, and I'm looking forward to catching up with the rewards I owe you guys with the launch of Destiny 2. I'm the Jez, God bless, you're super effing cute, I'm out.